This is a 1958 Ford F100 half-ton short box that has been completely restored 2 years ago. This truck was completely taken off the frame. The frame was blasted, painted. The drivetrain was completely restored, and then the rust-free cab was put back on the truck. Just a really super nice, solid F100. It's got a fresh 350 4-barrel with the ceramic headers. It does have power steering. Engine compartment's really nice. New aluminum radiator. If you look at all the wiring was all done. It all appears to have been done really nice. They did a great job with all the gas lines, hoses. Just a lot of detail went into the restoration of this truck. I personally drove this truck home about 80 miles. So we purchased it, didn't have a trailer that day, and previous owner said it would drive home fine, and it did. So I was very impressed by the way it handled. It's got brand new tires on it. As far as the rims go, we've got steel painted rims that are painted on the inside and out with the beauty rings and centers. We're just looking, I'm pretty sure it's disc brakes on the front. I know they went ahead and put a newer subframe under it, so a new front suspension was all done. If you look at the undercarriage pictures, you'll see all that, and it was very professionally installed, to my knowledge. Front bumper's brand new on it. The grille is excellent shape. If you look here at the headlight rings and stuff, there's a few little pits in them, but you know, for driver quality, it looks great. But the bumper in the front is definitely re-chromed. Now the restorer of this truck block sanded it and made it super straight. It's not just a flat primer. This is that satin paint, hot rod black that they call it. It does also come with the paint and the stuff like that, so a little extra paint does come with it. But just a super sharp truck in the hot rod black. As we look out across the hood, I don't see any chips or anything. It's nice and straight. They painted the top red, which really sets it off with the red wheels and the silver metallic pinstripe with the red accent. For some reason, I don't know why they did this. They couldn't find it. They have an F250 emblem on this side and an F100 on the other side, so that'll need something done to it. As we go down here in the lower fender where it meets the door gap is excellent from top to bottom, nice and even. The lower fender is perfect. I don't see any rust there. Rocker panel solid, cap corner solid, lower fender solid in the back. Just a very, very solid restoration. Dual exhaust comes out right in front of the rear wheels, has a nice mean sound to it. Here's a close video of the cab corner. If you look at the undercarriage pictures on our website, coyoteclassics.com, you're going to see just how nice this frame was painted and how clean it looks underneath. Just a really nice truck. Now, pretty much everything's stock on the truck. The previous owner decided to get rid of the back bumper and kind of French that in down there, put the LED tail lights in it, and also customized the tailgate just a little bit. But before we get to that, just kind of look how straight and solid this body is up and down the passenger side. This little hot rod truck's ready to jump in and drive to your next classic car show or cruise or whatever you want to do with it. I'm guessing it's probably, and I'll look in the odometer, but I'm guessing the previous owner kind of stated that he's probably got probably between 300 and 500 miles on the restoration and the motor and everything on this truck. So basically everything's just in break-in yet. He did go ahead and get rid of the wood in the insert and just made a steel box on the box floor, which it really looks nice, and it's all nice and solid. As we look at our inner fender wells and stuff, there's a couple little dings in them. I mean, it's a truck, but for the most part, it's super solid as well. The top of our box rails are in great shape all the way around. They're not beat up at all. So we open up the door. It's original door handle. So the chrome's still good on it, but if you look close, there's some little checks in that as well. New carpet was added, new headliner, new seat cover, all that was done. All the inside of the truck was all painted the same, satin black. So it's not a flat black finish and it's not a gloss, so it's right in the middle as a satin. Our step is excellent, all nice and solid as you look around the welds and just everything there. That's all super nice and clean. Inside of the doors, bottom corner of the door is original and excellent. You can kind of see there, it's never had any body filler there. Nicely painted red inserts. Windows go up and down fine. As far as our rubber goes, that's been replaced too. That's brand new. Inside the glove box is all our fuses and a lot of the stuff that they did the wiring in. The wiring, fuse box and stuff's in there. It does have a factory radio. Clicks, but it definitely doesn't work. It's got the old factory AM radio. Got the speaker cover. Does have an aftermarket shifter. It's one of these 3-speed automatic shifters that you push down and go. It's a 350 Chevy with a automatic Chevrolet transmission as well. Did come in with the original steering wheel, so I do have that. It'll come with the truck. Also, there was a box of heater parts that comes with it as well. But with that big steering wheel on there, you know, for a bigger guy, there's just not a lot of room. So that's why this new aftermarket, little smaller wheel was put on there. As far as the gauges and stuff goes, all the gauges work except for the gas gauge and the speedometer at this time. We've got a part coming for the gas gauge, so that'll work for sure. Speedometer we're looking into because we're just trying to find the adapter to go. The speedometer will work, but the cable's wrong, so we got to find the right cable that'll go from a 58 Ford head to a 350 turbo Chevy transmission. So that's what we're doing right now. As far as the door shuts, excellent. If we look at our line around here, door really lines up nice. The Restore did a good job making sure the gaps and stuff fit nice on it. Front and back of that door are excellent. Like I said, looks like it's got the LED tail lights, turn signals, brake lights, and it does have the turn signals and they work. So we went through all the lights and stuff on it. As far as the driver's side, just as straight and nice as the passenger side. He really did a nice job on that back splash pan, rolling that over. It looks good. Like if a guy wanted to, it wouldn't take any work at all just to paint this truck if you wanted a gloss paint job. I mean, the body's super nice on it. You know, he wasn't hiding bad body work with satin paint, I guess is my point. Again, box rails absolutely perfect, not a ding in it. Cab corners all solid. Bottom of the box absolutely perfect, no Bondo in it. Just quality truck, you guys. If we want to pick it apart at all a little bit, rocker panel is all solid. That's all metal too, it's no Bondo there. But a couple little dings in the metal there, probably down low. Lower fender's perfect, no rust, blisters, nothing like that. Here, this one says F100, the other side, same emblem, but it says F250, so. Beautiful quality in the jams, just as nice as the rest of the truck. Right here you can see where they put a patch in. They didn't have a patch on the other side, but they put a square patch in right here. All solid metal. You know, if a guy wanted to, you could grind that down just a little better and put a little fiberglass on that. But super solid inside there. Corner of the door on the driver's side, just as nice as the passenger. Nice smooth rubber. If we open up here, the paint on the dash and the dash panel, the cluster, all that is in excellent shape as well. It's got a brand new sun visor. Brand new headliner is all brand new as well. Oil pressure is about 28 to 30 at an idle. Amp gauge works. Temp gauge, when I drove it home, it was running about 180 on the way home. Sitting here idling for quite a while, it's running about 195. Now when I drove it home, the tach worked. I'm not really sure what's going on with that right now. We're going to check into that. If this one doesn't work, I can definitely put a different tach in. We got all kinds of tachs, but it worked on the way home. Dash lights and stuff all work on it as well. Does have the rear view mirror. If you hit a pretty good sized bump, I don't know how he's got this lowered, but you can just hear a little bit of a squeak like that. It bottoms out just a little bit when you hit a big bump. Probably hear it again up here. Yeah, it didn't do it that time. I think it's just when you have the wheel slightly turned and you hit a good bump. Here's another one, let's try it. Yeah, just that little tinny sound once in a while. As far as other than just that little bit of bottoming out when you hit a big bump, the shocks feel good. I think it's just lowered down enough to where you're just rubbing just a little bit on a big bump. As far as the front suspension, excellent shape. Like I said, that's all brand new. We have receipts on that. That was professionally done. This little 58 really gets up and goes, kind of goes sideways a little bit. The 350 is built nicely. It's got a nice sound and dual exhaust. Might be a little loud for some, but if a guy doesn't want it like that, you can put a couple additional mufflers on, or a little quieter mufflers, and take it out the back. But as far as running and driving down the road, this truck drives great. Does not need an alignment. No play in the steering wheel. Good acceleration. Here's our brakes, kind of at high braking. No power brakes, no hands on the wheel. No pull left or right. The steering wheel didn't move an inch either way. This is a great truck. We are going to look into the gas gauge, check on the speedometer, and see if we can't put a different tach on it. Those are all three things that we're going to look at. Just not 100% sure on the speedometer if we're going to be able to get that working or not.